Hello, everybody. This is Jacob from Wingerme Sports, and it is May 9th, 2021, and these will be my Major League Baseball picks for this day. We went 4-1-1 yesterday, got off the snide. We had two bad days, but we had a good day yesterday. And yeah, the method I used yesterday, I just put all the picks out there that meet the criteria, and that's the same thing I did today. That's why there's so many. Guys, there's definitely some of these I like better than the others, and I'll explain them as I go. But these are all the ones that meet the criteria, except for the one down there in the parentheses. The reason I put that on there is because that over and under is only 6, and that's a borderline game. So I actually do like to play that one because it is borderline, and that total is very low. All right, but so yesterday we did pretty good. There were some crazy games yesterday. In the one that went over on us that was an under, there was 8 runs in the first inning, and it stayed 8 runs until the 9th inning, I think. It was just crazy day. But still went 4-1-1. Can't beat that. We'll take that. All right, but so let's get into it. Colorado and St. Louis over 7. Colorado's best pitcher is pitching. St. Louis is, I don't know if it's their best pitcher, is pitching too. But, guys, it doesn't matter. These are two hitting teams. These teams are built to hit the ball. It's only 7. This is a good play. Colorado's best pitcher is going to get shelled. He's been getting shelled. It's Marquez. And guys, don't get me wrong. Obviously, this could go to a pitcher's duel, but it's not going to. Sundays are weird, though. This is one of the things I want to bring up first. Sundays have been very odd all season long, and the two Sundays we've been picking so far together have been weird as well. But still, only over 7. Gotta love Colorado and St. Louis. Colorado gives up a lot of runs, and they can hit the ball pretty well. So over 7, that's not a crazy score. That you're talking about 4-3 to get a tie. That's not terrible. Easy to get over that. All right, Philadelphia and Atlanta. This is over 7.5. This is kind of a borderline play based on Philadelphia's statistics, but Atlanta is number 1 in home runs, and they're top 10 in pretty much every hitting statistic. So they're going to carry it here probably, but I like this game at 7.5. If you can get it to 7, it's even better. But if you get it at 7.5, that's good too. Toronto and Houston. So this jumped up to 9.5 from 8. This is one of the ones that I'm less interested in, but it met the criteria, so I put it on here. But this is one of the ones I'm less interested in because it went from 8 to 9.5. That's a big jump. That's a 1.5, a run and a half. I'm still going to have a minimal bet on it, but it's not my favorite. All right, Seattle and Texas, over 8. Guys, this meets the criteria. It's in the upper side of the criteria, and it's an 8. So, again, it's not my favorite bet, but these two teams do like to score runs in bunches, so you're looking for one big inning from each probably. But again, this is not one of my favorites because it's in the upper side of the criteria. It's not well within it. It's kind of almost borderline. Tampa Bay and Oakland, guys, these two teams meet the criteria by 20 plus points as the criteria works. And it's only 7.5. I like this play, Tampa Bay and Oakland over. Okay, Washington and the Yankees. This is an under 9, guys. Okay, so there's a couple things that go into this one. First of all, that 9 is big. Now, I get that New York has turned on their bats and they've started scoring, all right? And Washington scored on them yesterday on New York, too. But, guys, yesterday is yesterday and today is today. But everything says take the under here. I'm going with the under, and that is an under. I'm put 2 underlines there because it's the only under on the board, and I want people to know that's what I'm choosing there. But anyways, Washington and New York under 9. I like this one. Obviously, this could go over, but I doubt it. I just like it. It meets their criteria. Guys, even on the criteria on the unders, there are teams going to have explosions, have big innings, have crazy stuff happen that create overs every now and then. But most of the time, Washington's a bad hitting team, and most of the time they're going to stay a bad hitting team. All right, New York, they hit home runs. If it isn't a home run, they're not great. So, those bigger numbers, 9s and 10s, are good unders for those teams. All right, Cincinnati and Cleveland, over 8.5. Guys, these two teams are pretty equally matched, pretty solid hitting teams. And they like hitting the ball over the fence, which scores runs. Both teams do. So 8.5, it's right in the wheelhouse. I wouldn't go too much higher than that. I mean, maybe a 9, but I'm not getting to 9.5 or 10 on this one. And then the Dodgers and the Angels. Yeah, it really does. It seems like it doesn't matter who's pitching for the Dodgers. One way or another, they get runs scored on them, and they just like to hit the ball well. The Dodgers had a huge inning yesterday too, and then the Angels came back. The game ended up like 14-11 or something, some crazy number, and it was a 7 over and under, I believe. But it bumped up to 8.5, which makes sense because these two teams are hammering the ball. They're hitting well, and no matter how good the pitching is, sometimes if the hitting is just on, if it's just good, they're going to hit good. Okay, so Pittsburgh and Chicago over 6. So guys, this one's in parentheses because it doesn't really meet the criteria. It's very borderline. Both teams are very borderline, but it's just a 6. I actually have a full unit bet on this. That 6 is low. I do think that allows the criteria to be stretched out a little bit when them totals get low. So I am playing that. Again, guys, it does not meet the criteria. So if you're not going to get on, don't get on. But I do like it being that low. Anyways, guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me Sports, and thank you for watching.